So with hard engage, that is what you are looking to do. Of course, they have a little bit of an ability to side lane there potentially with the Gnar, but generally speaking, you get to level up timers, get some HP back from that, and be able to get enough XP and enough gold to have a decent first base.
But then that brings up the question, is C9 playing too respectfully? Because Dignitas get the grubs, and now the Dragon was never taken by C9 earlier. Maybe Blabber can smite, steal it. No, it's secured as Shaden now jumps back in onto Blabber, locking him down. Chain CC, but over the top goes Vulcan, trying to suffer Sven over the wall to pump out damage. Tomo's doing the same. Loki trying to keep Dignitas stuck in the pit. And at the end of the day, Shaden goes down, but he does secure the Dragon.
Yeah, he's able to get that Dragon. I mean, Loki had such a good angle there, got so much damage out, but because of how low damage they are this early on in the game, they just couldn't really finish a lot of kills off. We can watch this one more time. They tried to auto away from Sven getting that passive proc on him. You're almost able to take him down, but can't get it, and we're just scrapping.
Yeah, back to live. We're still fighting.
No ult on Isles.
Isles has no ult, and Sven does! Killer Instinct in behind Tomo to take down the Alistair. Now Tomo could be in some trouble. Has the barrier, has the flash, and has Shaden in his back pocket in the Tri-Brush. So C9 will back away, and they'll take another kill.
Yep, C9 going to be able to punish. So even though they didn't get that kill at the Dragon, that fight means they can someone coming in. Dig going to send all these members down towards bot side. Should be able to grab the first tower.
Okay.
And that is going to be really nice for them, as they are now one objective away from being able to grab feats.
Yeah, exactly. And it was after all of the... oh, actually, we'll get back to that because we have an engage from Blabber deep into enemy territory onto Surdy, but he's got Sven with the Killer Instinct. That last auto, barely not enough, as Surdy limps away with a sliver of a health bar.
He hit. Yeah, and it looks like they're just going to give this over, so it is going to be feats grab for Dig, as they already have first tower. That is their third objective. So we're going to be able to get those
a year average versus C9.
Well, we don't know where those wins came from, so I'm going to say Sven.
Okay.
Because those wins could have been like, maybe they got 4 in 1 year.
Ooh, Vulcan actually going for an engage, and the engage from Shaden goes wide. Glacier Bird's not going to land teleport from Thanatos and from Loki. Wall up onto all members of Dig as Loki now repositioning front to back. Dignitas trying to hold the line. They already lost their tank, but they lost Thanatos. Dignitas answer back in kind. A 1-for-2 in favor of the team getting engaged on.
I mean, Cloud9's consistent damage is just horrible, it seems like. You don't really have anything else.
Yeah, I wonder how much of it was what happened with Tomo, because if Tomo was not locked down and was able to get away, you're only hitting an Alistair, a Sejuani, that's much tougher. But now we have the Herald play. C9 going for a very aggressive force right now. Dignitas can answer. They have Shaden coming up from the top. Vulcan engages in onto Isles. That is Herald secured. Isles might just trade his life for Vulcan, but Vulcan gets out of there. Isles does not. Tomo has no flash available. Locked down by all C9 members as Kaney tries to jump in and tries to snap back. Shut down to Sven. C9 Giga punish Dignitas for approaching that Herald play, and Sven wants even more. Surdy can't even get away. That's a triple to Sven.
That is terrible for Dignitas. They're actually in a pretty good spot after that, and they try to get to the Herald. The Herald's already taken, but then they kind of do this like bad
Looks like we're trying to get a listen in right there. Thanatos trying to find a play again in the side lane versus Surdy. Just 100-0 burst. No chance to escape.
I mean, now Sven is just so fed. He got a triple kill in that. Blabber is way ahead again. 1.4K lead for him. Over 2,000 now for Sven individually. And you're looking at Mikhail's just getting complete.
The Dragon's already started, so Dignitas are not ready to pounce right now, but they are getting in position. It could just be a Dragon secure, but Dignitas have a window where maybe they can find something, but it doesn't seem like they're going to go for the steal. Doesn't seem like they're going to go for the engage. They're not going for anything. C9 get the Dragon, and they get out.
Yeah, and then if that's nowhere to be seen...
They're now approaching. Kaney's still in that top lane, could TP down. Realm Warp in.
This thing is going to get deleted, though.
Yeah, Surdy does not want to actually take that. I think it was just for the vision to see if anybody jumps away. Now they're teleporting Kaney. True Shot Barrage, big engage from Vulcan, but it's only out of the front line. And again, Shaden's Glacial Prison going wide. Blabber goes deep. Sven picks up the kill. Surdy as well. Double to Sven. C9 run another team fight, and they get the Otacon. Dignitas are fully corralled under their turret, trying to get back away. Thanatos ult into the wall, and a fantastic follow-up from Vulcan, but big re-engage. Kaney goes in with Isles. They get one. Kaney has to flash away. Thanatos still chasing. One more damage onto Isles. Another auto could have it. Tomo shuts him down. Can't shut down Loki too. One more Q will get it. He doesn't find it. Loki survives.
That was a really close fight. Cloud9 hard forcing there, looking like they weren't going to end up getting a lot of kills, but at the end of the day, they do get some kills. They only have a couple of them. And then it was looking from this position like they were pretty split because Ven and Loki weren't with the top half, and you're thinking, well, maybe Dig can get some kills back, but we're back to live. They must be scrapping.
Yeah, it looks like we're setting up for a dive onto Surdy here. Multiple members of Cloud9 are in the area. They have the engage. Surdy has flash. Can he outplay? He's just trying to get some damage down, but Shane CC, no chance. As Ven goes godlike 7-0-3 against the org he played for last year. Dig season is over, baby. Sven has arrived.
Yeah, Sven crushing him. And looking like he's going to maintain that 100% win rate against Dignitas. Never dropped the game against him.
Bottom 4, the expectation is for you to deliver. C9 are doing just that.
I mean, especially against, let's be honest, Dignitas and DSG do look a tier below Shopify and Lion. And sometimes stage games can look wildly different, right? Sometimes teams can be getting really over or underrated by either broadcast or pros.
Oh, Vulcan just clearly outplaying Kaney at every turn, trying to get away, has the team behind him, but Blabber goes very deep. Does he get punished? And the rest of C9 do not want to follow up. Sven not willing to take the killer instinct to the 4 members, so all right, small window for Dig right there. Blabber gave them a little option.
Yeah, Blabber gives them a bit of an option. I think he was just really trying to follow up on the play from Vulcan, and now they're going to try to force here, right? I think this is actually a good opportunity. Just flip it at Baron. I don't think you're going to get a better chance in this.
Kill the
so
jungler.
Far behind.
This
you kill the jungler. See if you can make it happen.
There's no flip. There's no smite contest. I don't think anybody from C9 can get
be able to win the fight.
That's a good point.
That is the flip, is that Thanatos is coming, and they could maybe 4v5 you.
Loki's also looking for it. No Between Worlds available, though, so C9, without the proper ultimates, cannot stop the Baron from going down. Dignitas get it. Everyone knocked up. Now Thanatos with the flank. C9 might still think that they have an option. They have a wave pushing top.
That was massive. That canceled the Realm Warp, and now they're getting flanked.
And now Isles does not find the re-engage back in on the Thanatos. Flashes the walls. Sven goes very aggressive with a killer instinct. Flash out of Isles. Shaden taking a lot of damage right here. Loki looking for the flank. Between Worlds is about to come back up. If C9 can get that ultimate available, that's huge. But Vulcan caught unawares. Trying to stop Dig's retreat, gets punished. Dignitas, they get the... And the Dragon is coming up. So C9 can go for their third. Actually, they're not going to contest. So mid-turret will fall. Great use of Dignitas for the last couple seconds of that Baron buff.
But we have seen that their comp, it's always upfront damage, and then it's really just relying on Sven to be able to finish everyone off. So, you know, if Sven were to get caught out and burst down, that definitely could be a Dignitas win.
Thanatos won't have Rage Bar, though. Ooh, big flank. Thank you, Observers, for highlighting Dignitas. Do not realize that Loki is right there, ready to pounce. Tomo dodging away. Thanatos jumping in onto Tomo as Loki's locked down, shut down, taken out. Tomo will fall to Thanatos. That's big news for C9, and Isles will as well. Sven over the top goes legendary. And C9 don't need their mid laner. They will use their AD carry to great effect and will take down Dignitas at the Dragon fight. Kaney will fall. Sven 10-0-3.
Yeah, Kaney tries to ult away and then TP out, but gets interrupted. But then Thanatos, even in mini, just goes straight in and is able to take down Tomo in the 1v1 through the barrier. The Locket is there to save him, and it just gets a really chaotic fight where Kaney's not involved. He's not actually there fighting with Tomo, and Surdy gets...
Yeah, death cap completed on the Kaisa. Sven kept it cool and collected. Target selection impeccable, and that might just be the nail in the coffin for Dignitas, as Shaden getting picked off is definitely not going to help their chances. Nice follow-up from Blabber, and Shaden is out of there.
Yep, Shaden's going to get taken down as well. The gold leads are massive. It's really just Kaney with any sort of advantage himself. And like I said, he didn't even use the ult in the fight. He tried to use the ult to get away to teleport out. You know, if they had been a bit more organized, I think without, you know, Meganar and stuff, that would have been a potential one fight, you know, if he was back there with Tomo.
Ooh, but Surdy now just in the brush. That was a blind vault breaker from Blabber. Control ward placed, and Surdy punished. Dignitas are going to try and limp back away. Isles has a flash out of the Between Worlds. And Dignitas will try and make their last stand at their base. 15 seconds on Shaden, now 40 seconds on Surdy. You have to imagine C9 can start cracking these structures. Flash and Thanatos to get away, but C9 still in a...
Once he arrives, it is going down incredibly fast. So it will be an uncontestable Baron. There's not even an Ezreal ult up to try to look for some sort of a random Hail Mary steal.
Yeah.
Back to 11,000. It is if it's solo
the enemy.
Probably not if it's LTA.
Also, that is maybe not as fun as a gold graph as I was expecting. That's still like
it's
almost
pretty
all
much
blue.
up and to the right, but definitely, I mean, it just shows how massively ahead they were early on. You know, they were 9,000 gold ahead at like 20, 25 minutes. So this definitely has been a pretty one-sided game. Early on, it looked like Dignitas definitely had their options, but their team fights have been really disjointed. They haven't been able to get on the same page for them and really coordinated in that. And Sven has punished them to the maximum, getting further and further and further ahead.
11-0-3 looks to continue his 100% win rate against the Org as Thanatos with the Gnar ult will punish Kaney, punish Isles, and put Dig 6 feet under C9. What a start to their week, or their split. Their week 2 looking fantastic in the positioning phase, and they will dive in onto Dignitas, taking the win.
Yeah, gonna be able to take them all.
The team embraces as they feel good about that one. An expected win, if we're being honest.